Welcome. My name is Debbie and this is Pouring My Art Out for the Lord. I had made a project a while ago, maybe a year ago, and I called them specimen pouches, and I made these little pouch things from using my Faith Basics kits, just various pieces from there. So I'd made 3 of them. And I was reminded of them by a viewer a couple of days ago, and I revisited them and I thought, you know, I really had fun making those. I'm going to make those again. So they have an acetate window here. There's a large pocket at the front there, and at the back there's a belly band. And this particular one also has a pocket here. They don't all have pockets at the back, but and then there's a collage behind the acetate, and then I just have a couple of eyelets and a twine tie there. And this belly band wraps to the front and top and bottom like that. So I'll link my original video where I made these. But I thought I would make some more using the Junk Journal Studio Botanic kit. Botanical clusters and, oh, I always forget exactly what it's called. I'll put it on the screen and oh, here it is. So it's Botanical Collage and Cluster Mega Pack Base Kit, which is the green and neutrals. And then I also have the yellow add-on, which I believe probably these 2 pieces are from the yellow add-on, but most of them are from the green kit. So beautiful images and just perfect for this project. So I'm going to show you how to make these. So this is a design team project for the Junk Journal Studio, highlighting their new botanical kit, which is just absolutely wonderful. So I just have here a coffee dyed piece of plain paper. It's just plain copy weight paper. Sometimes I print with my laser jet, just a faint black background of something, and then I coffee dye it, and then I have just a little bit of a print on my coffee dyed paper. So I just grabbed one of those. So I'm just going to cut this in half at 5.5 inches. So I have 2 pieces that are 5.5 by 8.5, and those are going to make 2 of these pockets. So when I was making these, I made this one. I put the blank side to the front, and I put the pattern side inside, so you can kind of see that poking out. These ones I decided to put the pattern part on the outside, which I think I like better because you see more of that. And then I covered most of the inside with the collages there anyway. So that's what I'm going to do again. So first of all, I just want to make a couple of scores. So we're just going to put the 5.5 inch piece up at the top of the scoreboard. And I want to score it 1/2 inch. Basically 1/2 inch from both sides, so about 1/2 inch and 5 inches. And then I'm going to rotate it so that if you have a direction on your paper, put the top towards the left and score at 1. And then I'm just going to switch it around and put the bottom towards the left and score at 2 inches. And that's all the scoring we need. So then I'm just going to fold these small 1/2 inch tabs in. Like that. There we go. Wasn't quite lined up. And then the other side. And then I'm just going to take my corner rounder. You don't have to do this part, but I'm going to round all 4 corners with this already folded. So see how that's already folded? So I'm going to do all 4 corners. like that. Then I'm going to fold up on the 2-inch score there and down on the 1-inch score from the top. And that is our basic pouch shape. So then I'm going to just do a little bit of inking just on the inside part because I won't be able to reach that later. So just on this, well, the top, the very top, the very bottom, and the sides just in between the 2 flaps here. So I have these 2 flaps. So I just want to do this kind of on the back side here on these 2 edges. Just a little bit, just for some definition. Okay, so then if we fold that back up again, then you can see that our whole inside frame here is inked. Okay, and then I had a bunch of offcuts from this kit. I was making another project, so I thought this would be a perfect use for these. So I could use really any of these. I think I'm going to use, well, I'll use this one. So what I'm going to do is just cut, I mean, your scraps are going to be different, but I'm just going to cut this white edge off. And then at the top, I think I'm going to make this one come off of the bottom here. Just going to rip it so I get a nice jagged edge there. Give it a little bit of ink and ink this whole edge going down. And then I want this to come up to almost this lip here and centered from side to side. I'm just going to eyeball that. And I'm just going to add a little bit of glue just right at the very top of that. And get that in place where I want it. And then I'm going to turn it over and just crease it where it folds, naturally folds at the bottom there. Then I'm going to open that back up and just put some glue from that fold where I just made that fold line, just so that this whole part is glued on. And I don't want any glue on the back because this is going to be a belly band here. And then at the top, again, we'll just fold it over the top edge, and I'm going to tear it again. So I want to tear it just a little bit above this top bit of the pouch. And again, I will give it a bit of ink and then glue just from this fold line where it folds over, just from there up. And there's my belly band. And it also gives a little bit interest in the front there. Then I'm going to build a collage here. So I'm just going to find some pieces. Okay, so I just selected kind of a background piece, a floral, and a label. In this case, it's an octagon label that's just blank. So I'm just going to kind of arrange this how I might like this to show. And I'm going to kind of underlap it, I guess, underneath this pouch here. Maybe just something like that. So then I'll maybe just do it in here, and then I'll glue the very back of it. Don't want it too much tucked in there. A little bit is okay. And then I want this one tucked underneath there, maybe kind of like that. Sorry, I'm getting all messy here. And then I'll put glue on the whole collage. You don't need a ton of glue because this is all going to be covered anyways. And then just kind of stick it where you want it in your piece here. Stick it a little to the side. Okay, so I like that. You can put a bit of a stamp there if you like. Okay, so I just stamped a circle stamp over top of my label and a little bit off, and I also stamped another one on the bottom here, so just add a little bit more interest. Then I want to mark on the top here. Doesn't matter, I mean, you could do what you want. I like to make them a 1 inch from the edges, so 1 inch from the left, 1 inch from the right, and kind of centered top to bottom on this flap. Oh, and I also need to stick my acetate in now. So I cut a piece of acetate that is not quite the same width of my piece here, and it comes below this pocket here. So I'm just going to stick that up in here. And this was actually just a like a photo protector sort of thing. When you do scrapbooking and you have those photo sleeve kind of things, the big ones that your whole page fits in, I have a bunch of those. So I just cut one of those up for that. So I'm just going to stick that acetate there, and I'm just going to put a clip up here just to hold that acetate in place, because we're not gluing it or anything. So it's in place, and it's not going to fall out when we do this next step. Then I'm just going to punch holes where I made my pencil marks there. And I'm going to put a couple of eyelets in there. Stick this back together. Stick my eyelets in. Come on, why aren't you going in there? That's weird. Usually it just goes in. Must have been a bit of residue of the, maybe the acetate thing didn't punch all the way. That's strange. Now it wants to fall out. And then I'll just set this and this one. And that just catches our acetate. So our acetate is not glued on. I can take the clip off now. And the acetate is just attached with those two eyelets like that. And then I'm going to glue this bottom pocket. I don't even glue this part here. I just leave that open. And I'm going to glue. This wasn't my original idea. On my first video, I have a link to the lady that I watched to do this, and I probably changed it a little bit. I think we always do change it a little bit, but I think I might have changed the measurements and maybe a little bit of the process. But basically the idea was something that I was inspired by someone else. And I'm sorry, but I don't remember the name off the top of my head right now, but it's in my other video. And then I took 16 inches of twine. This is a thicker twine, so I'm just going to take one ply off of here. And tie, I'm just going to feed it through the eyelets to the front. And I'm going to tie it in a knot first. That's secure. And then I'm going to tie it into a bow. I'm just going to pull my bow nice and tight. And then I'll just trim these off however long you want them. So there's our bow, and there's our bottom. And then I just want to decorate a little bit more. So I think down here I'm just going to put a label. The Junk Journal Studio is famous for their labels. They have so many, I think she does labels pretty much in every single kit, and they're all just amazing labels. So I have a lot of her labels and I use a lot of her labels. So I'm just going to put a label there. And then on this back belly band, I thought I would just put a little bit of I have a butterfly from the, I think this is from the add-on yellow kit. So the original one is Botanical Collage and Cluster Mega Pack Base Kit, green and neutral, and I'll link these below. And then there's a yellow add-on kit, and she's actually working on a red add-on kit right now. So that should be ready fairly soon. And I think there might even be some other colors coming, I'm not sure. So I'm excited about that because this is a really nice collection. So again, another label. I don't want it coming off because getting glue all over trying to decide where I want it. Okay, that will work. And then basically we just need to put something in our pockets. So I had made these using the same kit in a previous video, and just made a whole bunch of these cards, journal cards, whatever. So I thought I would just use a couple of those. So we have a nice big roomy pocket at the front. So we could put in that. We could even put something else in there as well. And then on the back we have this belly band, so we can put in a couple things there. And then you can put this whole thing into a pocket in your journal. Oh, and I didn't ink around the edges here. Let me just quickly ink around. So then you would ink around all of the outside edges. I just do this at the end because I find it easier when it's all kind of bulked up a little bit inside. And just take this out for a minute. And I might just, you know, smear a little bit here and maybe even just in here just to grunge it up a little bit more. So then I have that in the front and a couple of these in the back. And there you go. Really cute little pocket, really compact little. This would be a great Happy Mail. Little compact package with a few little things in it. So give that a try. It's a really fun little project. I bet you can't just make one. We'll see you in the next video. Blessings.